As the nation continues to grapple with the challenge of insecurity at local, state, and national levels, security experts have called for the deployment of a different approach in confronting this challenge. They made this known during a two-day national security dialogue focused on insecurity in the northeast and northwest regions of the country in Abuja, the nation's capital. Edidion Akpaniko reports.
The event, which was the third of its kind and the first for the year, was another opportunity for stakeholders in the security sector to brainstorm, engage communities who have been on the wrong side of the insecurity, was targeted at improving national stability through an understanding of the factors that incite violence and insecurity across the nation.
There's quite a lot of initiatives that have happened in the Northeast in terms of managing violence, injustice, and criminality. And so we want the Northwest to learn from this. In the Northwest as well, they have set up the Commissioners of Security and Advisors Forum, which help them share information and have an integrated approach to dealing with the insecurity in the Northwest. That's also something that the Northeast can learn from. So it's really a peer learning opportunity and a platform for decision makers at the subnational level, to learn from each other and to come up with a joined-up approach, a joined-up advocacy approach for ensuring policy change, both in their regions and also at the national level.
Participants at the summit say there's a need to provide support to the military in ways that do not utilize force, such as addressing the educational deficit, attitudinal reorientation, employment opportunities to dissuade individuals from causing unrest at community levels.
We need to become much more creative, much more innovative to end this thing. We can't continue to do business as usual. We need to come down from our high horses and engage, particularly with the communities that are the receiving end, of this crisis. We need to bring them, we need to amplify their voice on the table. We need to hear them, because at the end of the day, their solutions are local, because the problems too are local. The ones that are beyond the locality, we need to address in terms of partnership and engagement with other parties to ensure that we stem these things, this narrative. We need to, more than ever before, we need to end this ugly cycle of violence that is bedeviling our society, and we need all of us on board, as stakeholders, to be able to end it.
Others say there's an urgent need to deploy diplomacy with groups who cause disruption and unrest as government seeks to put an end to the drivers of terrorism and banditry in the northwest and northeast regions of the country.
Some of these people, particularly those we call the bandits, have their own feelings that are genuine. There were quite a number of them that were forced into what they are doing by the operations of the Nigerian state, particularly the Nigerian security agencies. More especially and more importantly, the aspect of the kinetic that doesn't segregate, doesn't differentiate who is actually a criminal and who is not, who is actually a bandit and who is not. And this issue, more importantly, this issue of ethnic profiling has pushed so many Fulani people, particularly the pastoral communities, into banditry. Because of what? Because they are being profiled. And we've also seen how vigilantism, particularly the idea of Ensake in Katsina, in Zamfara, in some part of Sokoto, how it pushed so many people into the criminal venture and also into the criminal act. But what I'm saying in essence is that we really need to sit down and study this phenomenon we call banditry or insecurity in the Northwest very closely, very keenly, with an interest of addressing the issue holistically and completely. There are quite a number of these people we call the bandits that need to be completely and absolutely wiped out. Because of what? Because of the level of crime and because of the level of criminality, as well as because of the level of offenses and atrocities they have committed.
Edidion Akpaniko, reporting for Development Nigeria TV.